Hello, faith leaders, and welcome to Breaktime. Psalm 6:8 says, "Away from me, all you who do evil, for the Lord has heard my weeping." Oh my goodness. Here David has an encounter with actually knowing that God is listening to his crying. You know, before he was begging God to intervene into his life, and now he has this realization that God is really listening. And here's what happens when we know that God is hearing us. We're not as in tune, or we're not as affected, or we're not as open to evil people oppressing us, to evil people influencing the way we're feeling, the thinking, engaging in life. We're not as open to that. Because when we know God is listening, when we're understanding, when God sees our tears, then we have this different perspective about those who are trying to hurt us or harm us or bring us pain. We have God's perspective because we know he hears us. We have this understanding that we know he sees our pain. And so therefore, we're not out to get even. We're not out to bring justice. We're not out because the Lord has a great way of getting even with those who are bringing harm to us. We're not out for those reasons. You know what? You know why? Because we have a deep peace now. We can sit back and realize, okay, if God is actually seeing what's happening to me, he's got me in the palm of his hands. You know, I don't have to waste any more energy. I don't have to waste any more time trying to seek out and destroy those who are trying to destroy me. So think about this in light of your workplace. You have a pain. Your eyes are bloodshot. This is where David was at. You're crying out to God, and you feel this distance, but all of a sudden something happens. You know that God is seeing you. You know that God is seeing your tears. What happens in your heart at that moment? Doesn't peace just settle? And doesn't all of a sudden your eyes turn from looking at those who are bringing the harm, bringing the pain, ushering in the criticism, unhealthy criticism, ushering in, the way they're trying to harm you? Doesn't it bring you from that situation to saying, thank you, Lord. I know you understand, because I'm assured now, I have that confidence that you see my pain and it's right here before you. And not only are you assured, but now you know he's going to take care of it. That maybe you've been trying to control it for so long, and now all of a sudden you've come to this place of weeping. And it's right here in the midst of weeping that often we have the greatest encounters with the Lord, because we're vulnerable, because we're open, because we're humble. So maybe, just maybe, I need to practice a little humility with my pain and come before the Lord and say, here it is. You, my friend, have a very blessed day.